What it do? Beer Game Bacon Bits, beautiful people, your girl, poet. Listen, there's nothing like Midday Shenanigans Live, made even better when a special village cousin pulls up. And this ain't just any old village cousin. Yeah, he's a singer. Yeah, he's a songwriter. Yeah, he's a creative. Not to mention a Grammy Award winner, nominated 11 times for a Grammy, and of all the places he can hang out in DC, we're about to have a rooftop conversation like none other. Village, welcome our favorite cousin, Lucky Daye. Oh, I haven't seen you in some time.
Pre-pandemic.
You look so good.
Come on, you gonna gas me up like that when you blush, not blush?
Yes, you do, mahogany. You always have for me, and you always will. Now, you finally are answering the call that we were all waiting for. We wait on you to drop projects with bated breath. And here you go, tiptoeing on the internet.
Tiptoeing a little bit.
And we finally getting something April 19th.
1000%.
Can you introduce us to this single and this album and the date that it's dropping too? I'm trying to get all the tea in one day.
Wow. Well, let's start with the single. The single's called HERicane, spelled H-E-R instead of H-U-R. I'm not an idiot. Sometimes I am. But HERicane, and it's a song, a celebratory song for me, and I wanted to be a celebratory feeling for people as well, because this song is all about being like grounded while it's a lot of chaos going around, like people just doing things that you might not feel okay about, but you just steady being yourself and accepting the chaos, like, because the chaos is not going anywhere. Like, it's gonna be there in any relationship, whether it be a relative, a love relationship, an industry relationship, all of them. It's always gonna be chaos, and it's about like letting the chaos like be there instead of like not working because the chaos is there.
I love how insightful you are. Whenever you got something for us, there's a whole plan behind it. Not too many people know before stops in Texas and then Atlanta and then blessing LA. You're a New Orleans native and you were actually uprooted by Hurricane Katrina. Yeah. So when I think of chaos, I'm not sure if anything is more chaotic than that. Yep. Losing everything that you know, having to start all over. Yep. Can we talk about that and how now you're like, okay, yeah, I done really survived some things, bitch. So now let me tell you.
Like in real life, I have like survived some things. And this last 5 years since I became an artist, I've survived. Like, I feel like even more, it's been a mental and emotional battle. Like, and it's just like that the concept not only came from what I've been through physically, but these last 5 years with picking friends, with losing family, with thinking that people were, you know, like really down and they really wasn't, or like even people on the team switching up. Just all type of things. And just this whole season for me, this whole era is supposed to be about this me. Like, regardless of all the stuff that's going on, I'm going 110%. I'm gonna always give my I'm gonna do me. I don't care about no boxes. I don't care about no genres. I don't care about how many songs it is. I don't care about none of that. Like, I just want to do it with my friend D. I want to do songs with my friends at the crib, and I want to make people feel how I want to make myself feel in the future for this album, and how I'm feeling right now, which is fierce.
As you should. I was hoping that you said D was a part of this. We remember Table for Two. We remember Candy Drip, and when y'all get together, baby, it's like caviar, chips, and creamer. It is a whole good, a little bit of everything. Talk about this, this friendship. Yeah. And when y'all collaborate, because it's kind of hard to work with family. Y'all have worked together enough that y'all are family. Yeah. So how do you kind of be like, all right, we got to get back to business. Broski time sitting over here. We got to get back to what we doing.
I mean, I would say like me and D, our relationship is pretty simple. I'll call them if I feel like, you know how most people need to talk to somebody every single day?
Yeah.
We don't have to do that. I'll hit them and be like, yo, you know, like a happy birthday, or like, you good? Like, how your mind and stuff like that. Like, for me, I just want to be, I don't want to be in the way of his trajectory, and I feel like he don't want to be in the way of my trajectory. So when we get together, it's kind of like, all right, let's give the world what we need to push each other's trajectory the right way. And we understand that we created, like, without him, I wouldn't be in this situation, and without me, in situations he wouldn't be in without me. And we all, me, him, and Jay, was all just like doing this hustle and bustle for like this industry and for everybody else but ourselves. But this time we did it for ourselves, and we all three agreed, like, this is for us. And every time we come back to it, it's back being for us.
When I look at just the projects that you've dropped and the people that you've collaborated with, You don't just collaborate with any old body. You don't just write for any old body. I'm a music snob, so I like to read the credits. I'm looking at Beyonce's Renaissance, and I'm like, alien superstar. Let me read these names again. How does it feel to sometimes like write these songs? Have you ever written for someone and when it came out, you were like, wait a minute, maybe I should have threw the golds in and maybe perform this myself?
No, I mean, I've come to the truth in my life that I can make 10 songs a day.
Wow.
Not that it's healthy or it's going to be like the best songs you ever heard, but I could make 10 songs a day. And that's just what's inside of me. That's me. Like, I feel like I'm great in my own right. And writing with all of these other people, for me, is refreshing. And it's refreshing for them to hear it and love it and even want it. But yeah, I want to be on a feature with Beyonce. Like, she B, LB. You know, like that joke, Lucky B.
Oh, wait a minute. That could also be a little clothing line or something. I wouldn't be mad at that either.
You go crazy. But, you know, like, I trust everybody processing what they feel like they should be doing with their album. Because I got my own album, too. And if Beyonce try to get on this album, you know what I'm going to say? Yeah, I'm going to say yeah.
It ain't no try. I believe in manifesting things like I did this conversation with Lucky Daye if you're just tuning in to Midday Shenanigans Live. And if I'm sitting here with all this black boy joy and magic, then I'm going to go ahead and be like, that song is coming. And I'm going to rock out to that one like I did with you and Victoria Monet Smoke. Ooh. But you know what's funny? You and Victoria Monet, I feel like we became family at the same time. Insecure.
Yeah.
About 2018, a little more time. I just want to thank you, Issa, while I have the opportunity to introduce me to all these artists with the Insecure soundtrack. Yeah, that's when you came. That's when you came across, and to see you go from that collabo with Vic to Smoke. I love how you keep it in the family, and you like, we gonna all elevate and go together.
Everybody, like, I never want to be the person that elevated and everybody that was with me is not with me no more. That's a terrible, like, thought. I don't want to do that. I want to bring everybody with me. That's why I write with my friends. But sometimes my friends be thinking they just so good that I do everything. It's crazy.
Now, speaking of collabos, you stated earlier that you don't want to be put in a box, but I think your partnerships, we see that. You've done something with Mark Ronson. You've done something with Bruno Mars. What, like, how do we get Lucky on the phone and, like, do a little something?
I mean, you only got to be right, you know what I mean? Set the flowers and the incense and, you know what I mean? But, now, for real, on a real note, if it feel right, then I do it. And I feel like I work by challenges. Wanting to write a song that Bruno Mars walked in with a melody and like these chords, me and D saw that as a challenge. Like, you know what, we like this, whatever you just did. Yeah, like, we're going to use this for the album. So took it home and put some words to it and made a whole production around it. And that's how that song came. But I'm just always up for any challenge when it comes to music because that's my sport. That's my superpower.
Some would say it's because you're a Libra man. And I went and had to look up a Libra man because, you know, that's what Libra men make you do. Libra men excel in communication, skillful nurturing, strong connections. They know how to express themselves effectively, listen attentively, and respond thoughtfully. Whether receiving praise or feedback, they adapt their behavior accordingly. Approachable and caring, Libra men are easy to converse with.
Are we conversing really?
Did you hear yourself in all of that?
You found all the good stuff.
Well, I feel like right time, right place, right energy always. And we live in a world where you can see enough of everything that's wrong, but what happens when we elevate what's right? And right now, you are what's right. Finally, this single, I was told not to ask you, but I'm going to go ahead. Are you going to tell me about the tour, or do I have to wait?
Nah, tour's happening. Tour's this year. Tour's happening, I'm going to guess. Can I guess?
You can guess. And remember, this is an estimated guess. Yeah, this is not like before you run with it, neighborhood talk, shade room, all of that. This is a guesstimate.
July. Oh, Jesus. Close, ain't it? That means it's a lot of stuff coming real fast.
Real fast, but you are known to give it to us just like this.
It's 2024, like
real fast, but always real good and of real good quality.
Yeah.
So single drop in April 19th. one thing that I love is that you kind of came to us. Those of us who follow you online, you bring a lot of stuff to us first. Trying out music in the car with the homies, what y'all feel about that? Why is it so important for you to let us know when a single drop is first before you go do press and all of that? Here, y'all take a listen and tell me what y'all think before I really put this out here.
Because I like the idea of togetherness. Nobody want to be doing music and just make it for yourself. The only album I made for myself was Pain. That was the only album I made for me. Not for nobody else. And then they happen to like it with my fans, like the best fans in the world. They my family. But this album right here is literally, it is just like spreading your wings. This is just like affirmation to everybody that's somebody that you're perfect. Be all the way perfect.
I could see that coming from a man who told us, make music that speaks to you and for you, and the right ears and souls will be touched.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're living up to your quote?
Yeah, because everybody that listen to my music, they give me the feeling that I would get from like somebody whose music I love. So they always make me feel like they actually know the music. I know the fake ones too. I know y'all boys out there. They be bringing like fake vinyls and stuff. I'm like, oh, you're not a real fan. Not a real fan.
Well, we are.
But at the end of the day, my real fans, I see them all the time. I remember you. I remember like everybody that I seen before the pandemic, after the pandemic, whatever. And it mean a lot to me. Like, I'm just an empath. Like, I love that. I love that. I'm a man, but I'm in touch with my emotions. Like, you know, women have all the emotional intelligence that
smart man
can ever buy. But I'm one of those men that like is tapped into like some of the feminine stuff.
I'm not mad at that. What's one?
I'm not afraid to be like, I cry sometimes. I'm not afraid to write vulnerable words. I'm not afraid to, you know, like, it's always one song on each album of mine I cry.
All right. Do you care to walk us through the ones that brought you to tears?
Which album are you talking about?
You can pick an album because I got my favorites, but
this album, there's a song on there called Lemonade, and I literally was in the car with my homie, and I was trying not to like cry, but it's like the lyrics. I don't know. The song make me just reminisce so much.
What are you reminiscing on?
Life, like all the ways that I had to make a way, and how I had to make a way, and why sometimes the way didn't come, but then when I waited a little while longer, it made its own way. It's just like that. I'm always grateful. I'm a gratitude person. I'm a gratitude whore.
You know what? I was at church, and that's what my pastor talked about, gratitude and being thankful. Well, he doesn't use those words. He will say Jezebel when he talking about whores. But we talked about gratitude and how a lot of people are living in a world where they're wishing they had a bigger this, more this, that, and the third. But the reality is, if you take a moment and look at it, I'm not the poet that was living a year ago. I'm not the same poet from 2 years ago. But there's a roof over my head. Personality match. You know, my dog is still fed. I'm still being able to do what I love with the people that I love. So I think you bringing us an album that's going to plant seeds of gratitude and remind people how blessed they are in the midst of the storm. My father, who I'm sure is tickled right now in heaven by this whole conversation, because I'd be like, I ain't listening, Daddy, but I'm about to give him this beat. He said, when you share your experiences, it becomes a tool in somebody else's survival kit.
Ooh.
How does it feel knowing that as you are this transparent, like we're talking, you're talking about, I cry, I go through this, I go through that. And right now, you are giving somebody a literal tool just by you sharing you that's going to be a part of they're going to survive something because Lucky Daye was willing to be transparent and vulnerable.
Man, a little ammo here and there. Dang. I mean, I guess that's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, I don't want to give out tools just for people to do it so I can see it, but to know that I'm actually giving out tools and like it'll land on good soil, that makes you feel like assured. That makes you feel complete. Because there's many times, like a whole lot of times, where you'll just say stuff and it's not landing on people. Like it's like you're not listening, and maybe it ain't their time to be listening. Maybe it's their time to talk. But I'm cool with that too. But sometimes it's like good soil, bad soil season, or like good soil all the time, or maybe just always bad soil. And it's my job to be able to notice what type of soil, you know what I'm saying, I put my plant, my seeds in.
Ow, plant them seeds, baby. We gonna nurture them things. Now, before I let you go, you talk about being seen and making sure that you're making the impact. I want us to talk about one of my favorite songs, Over, from Candy Drip. Peaked at an average of over 20 million views per day, amassing over 300 million global audio and video streams to date. I just want you to take that in, because I think sometimes we don't sit and reflect in the dopeness that we are.
I've been doing that more. Like, I should sit back too. But I've been doing that more, right? Like, most times, we don't sit and reflect. We just in the moment. You know what I'm saying? And I've been trying to put people around me that make me reflect or think about myself. Like, more mirror people around me that I can see myself in. And I've been just like kicking back. I was in studio with Dr. Dre 2 days ago.
Slight brag, humble brag.
Snoop told me about everything. So he was just like, yo, pull up. I don't know, boy talk like a lion, boy. He say what's up, he's like loud as hell. So we get in the studio, and I was like, yo, Dre, my apologies. You're going to have to give me 5 minutes. Because I'm in the studio with you, man. So I just need to process this right quick, because I never do that. I always just, let's just hop on the mic and get it done. But nah, I'm about to cherish this. I'm going to light up, sit back, and say, hey, look, I'm in the studio with Dr. Dre, dog.
HERicane! He know how to spell. He not an idiot. But you're going to catch every vibe, every word, every lyric. Lucky Daye, ladies and gentlemen. Couldn't ask for anything better. It's your girl Poet. Not only in your midday, just live everywhere.
Shenanigans.